Hey everybody, my name is Mateo. I am part of TFH. We're building tools for Worldcoin. You might know the project by that name, but we renamed to World, only World. And yeah, the idea of this workshop is to explain you our new products. We have a few new things that you can do with World ID or ID Kit. That's one of our 3 SDKs. And the third track that we have is for Agent Kit. It's actually another SDK that we have where you can do cool stuff with it. But I will deep dive into that. I always start my presentations with this picture of, you might know this guy, Peter Sandberger, the guy that created OpenClaw or CloudBot or whatever you want to call that product. And this is the moment my brain was like, oh wait, are you Frederick? Oh no, I thought I knew you, man. And this guy was literally talking in one of the biggest podcasts with Lex Fridman, and he said this, like, I watch my agent happily click the "I'm not a robot" button, and I was like, okay, I think people might know that World ID is useful now for what's coming next in humanity. And this happened this year. And a lot of things have changed for us as a company during this year because of, not him, but agents in general. Yeah, there's a need for proof of human. Basically, there are some not-updated stats because it's probably higher than 50%, but almost more than 50% of traffic in the internet right now is basically robots or agents doing stuff for us. CAPTCHA, as Peter said, is not working as good as it was before agents. Basically, it's not working anymore. KYC on identity checks are not working great. You might have seen many deepfakes in different platforms. So there is a real need to know that there is a human on the other side of the computer. And that's basically the problem we solved. Okay, we know that you're a human, and we show that to the internet without revealing any information about you, just that you're a human. Okay? That's the core and the basic idea of the whole protocol. So yeah, World ID is the way we call this thing. It's a high assurance authentication layer for bot protection. It's privacy preserving. It's you can build on top of it. You can use the SDKs that I will mention later. And yeah, it uses CK proof for everything that you attest, so no information is revealed. It's open source, so if you don't trust me, you can go and check it out. And if you don't understand what happens, you can go and actually read the repo and see what the people wrote there, or maybe ask your agent to do that, whatever. So yeah, you can rely on everything that's public, or you can listen to this talk and simplify your stuff. So yeah, World ID has 3 different credentials that we want you to, during this hackathon, test. And I use this in levels so that people understand it easily. The lowest assurance level is face credential. So the feature that we released recently, and it's still in beta, you're getting access this weekend, it's called Selfie check. So that basically matches the image that your phone stores with the actual check during the selfie check process. It's the lowest assurance method, but it's the lowest friction one. Okay. The second one is Passport. So basically, you know that your passwords have this NFC thing that you can tap in, and it gives you a lot of details on many things if the governments allow that. Some of them do. We are working with a lot of these governments to allow passport credentials. So you can also use passport credentials to attest that you are a human. I mean, at least it's someone that we trust, governments, say that you are a citizen of X country. That is great, but it doesn't mean that you're unique. Because, I mean, I'm Argentinian, I have 2 passports. I can do it twice. It's, I don't like that much. But we have the highest assurance method, that is iris scanning, or the orb verification level. That's basically going to an orb. We have 2 here, and basically taking off your glasses, scanning your eye, and proving that you are a unique human, because if you don't know, iris and as such as also DNA are the two only biometric proofs that you are unique, and they are not. You cannot like fake your iris yet, nor your DNA yet. Again, yeah. Before we said never, but right now it's like yet, and probably we will solve those problems when they come to us because we're humans and that's what we do. But yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna go back on track and to the presentation. For ETHGlobal Lisbon, we have 3 different tracks. AgentKit new use cases. I will deep dive into that. 8K in prices divided into top 3 teams. Track number 2, Selfie check, beta test. 3.5K into 2 top winners. And the third one is identity attestations, beta test. For Selfie check and identity attestations, we are allowing existing projects to build on top of it, because what we want most for those tracks is the feedback that you're going to give us. Actually, feedback is part of the deliverables for both of these tracks. Selfie check and ID attestations are in beta, but we will open that during the weekend for all of you. I mean, for everyone, but you're here hacking. And if you still want to use those products, reach out to us and we'll add you to our beta testing premium devs thing. Okay? But yeah, let's go to the actual workshop part. AgentKit. AgentKit is basically a way of you as a human to delegate your humanity to your agent, okay? So basically, you have an agent, you can give that agent a wallet, okay? And during integrating AgentKit, you can delegate your humanity to this agent so that this agent can do things for you. For example, it can go to a Shopify market and buy stuff for you. And if that Shopify market is integrated with us, that agent that is backed by a human can have a preferred discount because Shopify wants human-backed agents. That's one example. There are plenty of them, and I'm looking forward for you to build the rest of them that we don't already know. It is a very seamless integration. And another 2 different use cases that I think are interesting for you to understand are when all-chain delegation is basically that. Human in the loop, that means that you as a human, you delegate your world ID to this agent, but you don't trust this agent that much, you know? So you introduce human in the loop. So basically, as the word says, a human gets in the loop while the agent is doing something. Simple use case or example might be, I gave my agent a wallet, I gave him money, I make him trade in Hyperliquid, but I don't want him to trade more than $1,000 without me knowing. So I introduce human in the loop for that use case. And again, many other use cases for AgentKit. This track requires using AgentKit in a meaningful way, verifying that the agent is human-backed before granting this access, working end-to-end flow, of course, and new verticals beyond these obvious examples I just mentioned, and many others. Some other examples, new verticals for human-backed agent access on pricings, execution, accountability, etc. I would take a picture of this one if I were you building an AgentKit. Agentic workflows that combine, for example, identity and payments. These are ideas I had in my mind that I just wrote down, okay? New agent to agent, agent to API, agent to something trust flows that you need to work on, or new human-backed agents, regulated workflows, again, using human in the loop here. This is the Shopify integration. This is already live. The hats are out. Some people already claimed it. but it is like as simple as asking Claude, like, hey, help me purchase this product in this website. And since your agent has already the delegation done, he can do it by themselves. It's kind of simple for the user, and it's also simple for you as a dev to integrate this. Things that won't qualify, whoa, a lot, because we've seen a lot of use cases. I won't talk like one by one, but in general, simple agent reputation things, we already seen a lot of them. Human-backed agent interaction and simple content generation, we already seen a lot of them. Human-backed benefits for agents, like, oh, if you're an agent, you got free API calls or 5 free API calls because you're human-backed. We already seen a lot of those, and all the other ones that I'm not going to mention because time is limited. But yeah, in general, I think I might. And if you have questions about what will qualify or not, just reach out to us. We're at the booth. Okay. Selfie check. Basically, selfie check is the lowest friction on-ramp to World ID. It basically uses, as I told you, the mobile camera to establish the humanness or liveness on the users. It returns a Sybil score, because since it's a low assurance method, we want to tell you, like, hey, this user or this figure of numbers has been trying to get into your app multiple times. So, like, in a sense, trying to provide you a way to detect if someone tries to do many attempts on your app. So Sybil Score is something interesting. It's super quick. I mean, everyone here probably, maybe not everyone, but most of you have done liveness checks in like fintech apps and that stuff. It's literally the same UX for a user. And for you, it's literally only integrating ID kit or your agent integrating ID kit, whatever. And yeah, it's the lowest assurance, but also the lowest friction one that we have right now. Track requirements, you must integrate selfie check. You must cover both dev feedback and user feedback for this track. You need to have a working prototype or something working. And yeah, if you want, you can have this clear report separating user and dev feedback. It's part of the same. Preferred feedback. This is something that is not required, but if you want, we would love to have that. I will not mention, but basically tell us how the integration went for you, if it's okay, what's the value for it in your product. That will help us understand and judge your product. Example patterns for this. I mean, many of the things that I mentioned were not what we don't want for AgentKit. Since this is super new, all of those qualify here. Free trials, anti-spam onboarding with this score that we have. Continuity checks, liveness checks. You can use selfie check to do liveness check, like this is the real human again. Risk-based flow. So if the user is only selfie check verified, we can give this user something, but if it's Orb verified, we can give this user another thing, etc. And lastly, identity check. So as I told you, we have this passport thing, and this passport has a lot of attributes. The only attributes that we will be able to use right now are age, nationality, document type, issuing country, document number, and full name. So basically what you can ask as a dev in your platform is, okay, I'm Argentinian, I told you. I only want non-Argentinian people, because everyone hates Argentina right now. I don't know why. We lost, man. I don't know. I cannot understand that, but whatever. We don't want Argentinians in this website, so you can use identity check to avoid having Argentinians in your website, for example. And you can use identity check and also selfie check to not have Argentinians and only have like selfie checked humans in your website. And you can combine both, and you can apply for both tracks. That's a caveat that I wanted to tell you. Yeah, it's basically a super seamless integration. The only response you'll have from us is that this criteria was met. So if you want only over 18 users in your app, the response from us will be, it's over 18, and that's it. You won't know this user's age, okay? Track requirements are the same as the one for selfie check. So if you want to take a picture of this one, you can, but it's literally the same as the previous one. I'll wait for him to stuck. Great. And yeah, the judging rubric will be divided into this. Basically, it's how good the product is and the fit for us. 25% will be on feedback for both identity and selfie checks. So please, as I said there, don't be nice. We really need to test these things, and you need to tell us what's bad, what's good for this product to come to life later. 20% is quality in the product. 15% is technical integration. So if you are using IDKit, you will need to verify the proofs either on-chain or on cloud, not Claude or whatever, cloud, like the clouds, okay? You need to verify that, and we were gonna check that while you're pitching, okay? So make sure that, or ask your agent to make sure that he verifies or it verifies. I don't know why I call it him, he, but whatever. It verifies the proof. And yeah, a 10% will be if this thing can be deployed live and continue doing something after the hackathon. And yeah, wrapping up, I told you about AgentKit. We want new workflows and new things for AgentKit. Selfie check, lowest assurance thing, low friction. Feedback is deliverable here. Identity attestations, again, you can ask questions and gate Argentinians from your websites. Feedback also is deliverable. And the last thing is the winners will get preferred access. At least I will be talking to them and bothering them for 30 days and trying to get them make that product to production, put that product in production, and probably, if they want, come to our accelerator or all of our dev programs that we have right now. That's it for me. People on chain are the real primitive, and I want you, if you want, you can scan this QR code, get to the docs. We have MCPs for both the docs and the dev portal. So you can also ask your agent to do all those integrations for you. But yeah, basically the only thing you need to do is sign up to our dev portal. That will give you a team, an app ID, an RP ID, and with that you can start working on your projects. Thank you.